everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Easy Food Prep. Healthy food you actually want to eat.
Excuse me, Dan. That's my line.
Anyway, today we're going to make spaghetti bolognese.
Hey everybody. Well, she's already introduced the show, and if you've been following us for a while now, you'll know that this is easy food prep. Really super easy food that you can make quickly, easily, and any kitchen hack should be able to do it. Even Mel makes these recipes, they're so quick. Although if they've got more than 4 ingredients, you pretty much...
Or it takes more than 3 minutes.
You're like, nah,
this
not
is
interested.
the only time I actually make these recipes,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So today, we're gonna make Emma Sgourakis' spaghetti bolognese. So this is the one she makes for her kids, and we love Emma. Emma basically changed it all for me 4 years ago when I came across her blog, defending fruit and non-complex carbs. So if you haven't read that blog, go away and read it. It makes so much sense. It talks about fruit, sugar, and I was one of those women who cut all of those things out for so many years and starved myself and binged and did all the dumb. We all did, right?
Yeah.
Now we just eat lots of good, yummy, healthy sugars and food and
Real food.
real food, like our grandparents used to eat. So this is probably quite a traditional meal. So with just a few little changes. So what we're going to do first is we'll just turn the oven on. So this is Emma's recipe, everyone.
This is the stove, not the
So don't want it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. If I can get it to turn on. Oh, there we go. It's the induction, I'm not used to the induction. So we'll just turn the pot on. So this is a really super easy recipe. I've got 2 kilos of lean beef mince, 2 onions diced, 4 carrots grated. I've got just normal, this garlic's really good because I can't be fucked to chop up garlic, coconut oil, salt, and some tomato passata. So what we're gonna do is heat up some coconut oil. So we're gonna use a tablespoon of coconut oil, and we're just gonna let that heat up. And what we're gonna, I'll just grab a teaspoon out so we can grab out the coconut oil. Oh, these bloody fucking flies, aren't they? They're bloody painful.
Flies near the beach.
Oh, damn. So I like quite a bit of garlic, so I'm gonna do like 3 big. I was like, oh God, Kitty. Your stomach could be sensitive. Pop the onions in.
Is this like they call sweating the onions and the garlic? That's
maybe.
what Hava says.
Oh, really?
Sweating? Yeah.
Sauteing. I don't know, darling.
Sweating.
So we're just gonna lightly saute, sweat, cook those off. We might turn it down just a little bit. We don't want to burn it, do we? Until they're brown. So Mel's gonna mix that. So we always sort of talk about different topics in our fucking easy food prep, and we try to talk about things that come up in our program that we run, Win at Life. So what we find is that so many women are so conditioned to thinking that they can get to where they want to be in 12 weeks. It might be Michelle Bridges' challenge, it might be, one of the gym challenges, it might be Weight Watchers, it might be some keto diet. And, I think it's interesting, like we were talking to our coach and he made a good point. He said, Kitty, they're so conditioned to think that way. The rest of the fitness industry is constantly selling them, do this shake diet and you're gonna drop 10 pounds or 10 kilos or whatever in 4 weeks. And they're so conditioned to think that they can get to where they want to be in 12 weeks time that it's actually probably not their fault.
Which we've all done it though.
Oh,
We've all done all those diets.
Totally.
They sound so appealing. And as we all know, they don't work.
They don't work long term.
That's why we're here.
They work initially and they do work for quick weight loss, but they just set you up to binge eat. They slow down your metabolism. And I think when you do those diets back to back, so what happens with most women, and a lot of the women in our program would have tried numerous diets over and over, like 2 or 3 or 4 times, that they lose a lot of weight, metabolism slows down, then they put the weight back on and they actually put even more weight on. So over the course of 3, 4, 5 years, they find, oh God, I'm actually put on like 20 kilos.
Yeah.
But no, because I don't think it doesn't sound sexy or quick to go, look, this is probably gonna take you 12 months time. And I did an interesting chat with Kate Deering today, and we actually talked about the stress metabolism versus the healthy metabolism. And when you do these quick fix diets, you are just stressing your metabolism. And while they work initially, and sometimes you do feel great because of the adrenaline and cortisol, over long periods of time, you get hormonal issues, you start to get food sensitivities, so a lot of people become lactose tolerant, they can't tolerate, you know, like you actually developed quite a lot. You're a lot better than you were, because I think you've done a lot of healing.
I have issues with digestion now. But I mean, I've been doing this program for I think 3 years, and I'm still not
100%. No, but you're way better than you were.
Absolutely, and I know that this is going to take a long time. But what's the alternative? You know, I wasn't going to stay the way I was.
You're taking sleeping tablets every night to sleep, so you start to not sleep through the night. Moody, irritable. You
don't poop.
Constipated. So constipated. You know, you start to snap at your kids. Low sex drive is another one, so you don't want to have sex with your partner or your husband, which really.
I never had that issue.
Yeah. That's one thing that you didn't have, which really affects your relationship.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah. And a lot of women in this program, that's what they are struggling with too. And they're having problems in their marriage because they're not having sex with their husbands because
they have no sex drive.
From extreme dieting.
Yeah. And you know, I think it's a constant re-education process. So, you know, like we have a 12-month roadmap for women in our program. So the first 12 weeks is all about building that metabolic foundation. So addressing any nutrient deficiencies, getting the right food into you. How's that going, Mel?
Is it sweated?
I think it looks quite sweated. So
is it sweated, Heather?
Yeah. I think that's good. So we're gonna brown off the mince. Oh. Turn that up. It affects so many areas of your life. So we bring them in, and the key is to, you know, you need to improve those subjective measures of metabolism. So sleep, improve the sleep, energy, mood, digestion, menstrual cycle, and, you know, build up, I guess, your body's ability to handle more food without putting on body fat. Yeah. And that takes time. And, you know, for some people, they are going to gain some weight. But what we found is if women actually follow our process, you know, because we've got a very specific process, we come in, we get you to track your food, we look at what you're eating, we set you specific macros, and then we increase gradually. You know, and we look at a lot of different factors. But the other thing is getting strong. And, you know, you're so conditioned to think that you need to do cardio and smash yourself 7 days a week, you know. And
Craig made a really good point too. It's about behavioural change as well.
Totally.
You know, and your environment. Yeah. As well, sometimes people need to change their environment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think too, like someone, like a good coach giving you guidance and telling you that you're on the right path. Absolutely. Because a lot of the time, you know, and I've done it myself when I first started doing this and eating this way, is that you get a bit panicked because you don't see those quick results. Yeah. So you're like, oh fuck, I'll just revert back to my old ways. But it never works long term, and you always end up worse down the track. So, you know, once you come in, you fix those nutrient deficiencies, you know, get off the pill, get off the Marina. We sell a lot of Progest-D. We take Progest-D, which is amazing. Yeah. Get the right foods into you: oysters, liver, shellfish, fruits, juices, dairy, calcium. You know, learn how to lift. Learn those basic movement patterns, and then get stronger: squat, bench, deadlift. And if you do it like this, then, you know, in 12 to 18 months' time, you'll have a body that you love. Do you want me to have a mix it? Yeah. You'll have a body that you love. And, you know, like, it's interesting too, we were talking about it, that, you know, you've had a couple of, like, a glute injury, but, you know, you focused on what you can do.
Yeah. I've had a glute injury for years, actually. I've been working very closely with Jim Bostock, and he's a little bit stumped, like, this may be like internal organ damage or something. There's a lot more to it, but I focus on what I can do. So I can't squat heavy, I can't deadlift, so I do other things. I'm working on chin-ups, I'm leg pressing, I'm doing hip thrusts to activate my
And you can do
glutes.
dips and you can do chin-ups, which is pretty amazing for a chick. But, you know, you've been really consistent with your food. So, like, how many calories do you now? 22?
And my food is 100%.
And
because I can't do those flips, and I know that I have to be 100% with my diet and my nutrition, because I can't. I can't at the moment do those, but down the track I'm going to be able to.
But look at you now, you're like 20% body fat. Yeah. You know, because you've been consistent over time, you've fixed, you know, all the hormonal issues that you've had, you've built up your metabolic capacity so you can handle more food.
Cut the booze completely.
And it's just, you've got to focus on that long game. Like, you know, because if you don't, you'll just continue to go around in circles and you'll be frustrated. You know, it's funny, I had a lady that came into the program and she left. She left after 6 months and she came back in a year's time and she's like, I just wish I'd stuck it out, Kitty. Because she's like, imagine where I would, she's like, imagine where I'd be now if I'd just not given up. Yeah. And we see it every day. You know, it's
but there are moments that you're going to fall off the wagon and you need to go and have a drink or have a piece of cake or something, you know. But when you do that, you get straight back on. You don't sabotage yourself, you know, and think, oh, well, I fucked it, you know, so I'm just going to binge for the rest of the day. Yeah. You go, you have that little, you know, cake or whatever it is, and then just get straight back on.
I think, too, the good thing is once you actually start to eat this way and eat food you enjoy and, you know, fill your body with enough carbs, you're not going to be craving, like, you're not going to want to smash 10 packets of Tams like I used to. Now I don't really I'll get cravings, but I just listen to my body. Like the other night I was like, oh, I really feel like a steak, so I had a steak. You know, sometimes I'll crave prawns. And I think, oh, maybe there must be something, you know, in those prawns that my body needs. Or if I know if I'm really craving sugar, usually it's because I haven't eaten for a few hours. Like I'll be hungry, you know, and my body's telling me that I need to eat. So yeah, I think ladies, if you're watching this, this is a long game. Like you have to separate yourself from the rest of the fitness industry and not listen to all the crap out there saying that you can get to where you want to be in 12 weeks, because you just can't. Because if you could, everyone would be walking around looking amazing. And if diets work, and I was reading some statistic the other day that 2/3 of women who diet actually end up putting all the weight back on, if not more. So it's like, it's pretty,
Think of how long it's taken you to get to where you are now. So that didn't happen in 12 weeks. It didn't happen in 6 months, you know. For some women, it took 20, 30 years to get to where they are now. So it's going to take a long time for you to heal your body. But I mean, each day, you're healing it more and more each day, you know.
Aim for that 1%. All right, now that's looking pretty cooked. We're going to add in some salt.
Of course.
We love salt. I'll just turn it down because we're going to simmer it.
Remember when we were told that salt was really bad for you?
Oh, God, I know. It's crazy. So, I like the salt. I like it very salty. There we go.
Are we going to have this with chopped potatoes?
We're going to have it with rice noodles. With the rice noodle style. So I've got, you can put fresh basil in, but I just didn't have any fresh basil, so fresh.
One thing I can't eat is rice.
Yeah, you're a bit. I think that's probably about 2 teaspoons of dried basil. Do you reckon, Mel? Yeah. You know, a bit of a hack.
Like, Craig, I got a bit of a.
Throw the carrot in.
Digestion
issue.
So I will have this with potatoes.
Tomato passata. This is a good one from Coles or Woolies. It's like $2.50. We stocked up because they were on special. So
love a good bargain.
Oh, we love a good bargain, don't we? So this will good. This will do me. I'm going to have this with, instead of pasta, I'm going to have it with rice noodles, and we'll show you those to you in a sec, because we're going to just let this. I'll just put some water in that, get the last bit out. We're going to put some at the end, once this is simmered for about an hour. We're going to put a bit of butter, a bit of Parmesan cheese, and a splash of milk.
Is that the one with basil?
Yeah, that's the one with basil. Basil. So we're going to stir that up, and you just want to let that simmer. I don't know. What do you reckon? Should we let it simmer for an hour? What do you think? What do you reckon, Yeah. So stir that all up, walk away, let it simmer for an hour and a bit, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna add some Parmesan cheese, some butter, and then we'll cook up the rice noodles, and we'll divide this up. I don't know how many lunches this will make me. Maybe, it was 2 kilos of mince, so it might make me like 12 lunches or something. Yeah, but anyway. We'll let that simmer, and we'll go do some work, and we'll be back in an hour. See you soon. Bye. Okay, so we're back. It's been about an hour and a half, and let's take a look. Smells fucking amazing. Good work, Emma.
Very Italian.
Oh, it's very Italian, isn't it, Dar? Now I'll just show you these rice noodles that we're going to use to cook up.
Oh, so good.
They're just basically rice flour and water, so make sure there's no other crap in them. So just put them in boiling water, you don't need to boil them hardly at all, and then obviously serve it over the spaghetti. Now you can Emma puts a bit of butter in hers. I'm just going to put 100 grams of Parmesan cheese, because I actually want to have a bit more cheese.
Is that 100 grams?
Is that 100 grams, Dad? Did you measure this?
She asked me that 7 times.
Just checking, Dad. Okay, so pop that in, stir that up. We'll just turn this off now. And then I'm going to just, what I'll do is I'll put this in boiling water and then portion it up, and this is gonna make me 10 servings, and I'm just gonna freeze it and have it for my lunch next week. And I'm pretty sure if you just cook these now and then dish it all up, they should freeze pretty well. Is it good? Oh, it smells
Can you
good.
wait till I taste it? Buonissimo. Oh, it's hot.
So there you go, ladies. Emma's easy spready bolognese. And remember that you have to play the long game. So stop doing challenges, stop doing quick fixes, invest in yourself, learn how to lift, invest in nutrition education, because once you do this, like let's say you spend 12 months doing this, you've got those tools for the rest of your life. So if you're 35 and you spend a year and a half building the body that you love, maintaining it is not that hard now, hey? Like now that we're to the point we're at, like I don't feel, I train 3 days a week, I eat 2,500 calories a day, and I just stay like this. And it's not, every now and then I'll have a drink, not very often anymore, because it's just but it's not as though your weight won't yo-yo up and down. So once you get there, it's much easier to maintain and you're gonna feel heaps better. So what's a year and a half of your life versus you're probably gonna live another 50 years?
Exactly.
Yeah, so play the long game, ladies, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.